Porsche 911 Carrera 4 GTS. Porsche 911 is an iconic car. Carrera gives it that racing element, and the GTS tweaked for both everyday use. And when you need to get sporty, this is ready to go. And then we have 4 all-wheel drive. This is a 3.6 litre 6-cylinder engine car, dishing out 541 horsepower and 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, and top speed 194 miles per hour. It's absolutely bonkers. And it has that new T Hybrid engine, which it's got the purest talking. But don't listen to those purists. If you're looking to get one of these, this is an absolutely fantastic, amazing car to drive. And it's a good looking car too. Honestly, there's so much to love about this. We're talking about that new engine though. I think that's where we need to shed more light on what that actually is, because this has some trickery that makes it a bit complex, but also very, very intelligent. Porsche had to deal with the legislation. We're talking that Lambda 1 figure, which means the air to fuel ratio has to be just right, even when the car gets hot as well, the engine gets hot. But yeah, I think what Porsche have done here is gone, you know what? We can use that excuse to create something that's a bit smarter, which means things like your turbo lag would be less than a second compared to before when you have 3 seconds. And then also it means they get to design something that's just complex, which means you won't be able to just tinker with it at home, I don't think. So up front we have a battery, which is a 1.9 kilowatt hour battery, weighs around 27 kilograms or so. And then we have an e-motor that's logged on to or tagged on to that PDK that's right in the middle. And then we also have an e-boost, e-turbo boost on the back as well, which means less turbo lag. And then what they've done as well is that wastegate situation with the exhaust gas, all that gets put back like a generator for that battery that's up front. So the whole system is so complex, yet very, very smart and intelligent. And I like it. I like what they've done, because the turbo lag on this is non-existent. You could be on the motorway cruising on at 70 miles per hour, and then all of a sudden you decide, actually it's time for me to put my foot down again, and boom, off it goes. It's absolutely insane. But I think getting that out of the way, now that you got that, don't listen to people that tell you that's an issue. This doesn't feel like a hybrid car in the traditional sense at all. It's just such a beauty to drive. So what's actually new on this car? Well, this is the 992.2, which means .2 is a facelift, 992 generation, and they've tidied up a few things here and there. They've made it look slightly better. So if you look at the headlights, for example, it's all packaged into one place. You can even get this tinted as well, which will cost you extra. And this HD matrix LED headlights are also optional as well, in a true Porsche fashion. We've got the badge there, which looks really nice. I love this Lugano blue color. And then we'll look at the bottom here. This is where you start to notice the difference versus the predecessor. So we'll see this flaps here. This is active, so this will open depending on which drive mode you've got it in, what speed you're going at. So that will open to cool the radiators, for example. It's just to direct the airflow in the right way. And then we've got that big radar or sensor, whatever, at the front there for the ADAS system. And that's pretty much it. It's just, if it's not broke, why fix it? It looks really good. And then we come over to the side. We look at the tires here. We got this GTS specific alloys, which looks absolutely fantastic. We've got the Goodyear tires on there. So this is 20 at the front, and then we've got a wider one right at the back to handle all that torque that this offers. The boot obviously is on the front because we've got a rear mounted engine, and that is 135 litres of boot space. So when it comes to how practical it actually is not too shabby for such a car like this one. And then we come to the side, we see how elongated this is, the window to the back. It's kind of pushed towards the back, and this kind of arches over here, which looks very bold. I love the hench feel. And then we look over on the back, it's just a typical Porsche design. This is updated as well, looks really nice and cool. I love the brake lights there. They got the 3D Porsche logo, 911 Carrera. Let me say that in a proper way, Carrera 4 GTS. And then we look over here, we've got the exhaust that's placed right at the center, so a new diffuser on the back, because before we used to get one exhaust here, one exhaust on the other end, but now it's just centered, which I think for my OCD looks so much better. I think it looks sportier, if you ask me. You also get a deployable spoiler as well. You can also opt to have a permanently fixed spoiler there for more downforce, but you can't have that on the Targa because for obvious reasons. And that is pretty much what you get in terms of the design on the outside. It's very low to the ground, but not too low. It's got low center of gravity, But I think overall, this looks really good, especially this Lugano blue color as well. I think it's fantastic. And this comes in all kind of different flavors. So you can get the Targa, you can get a Cabriolet as well, or you can get this coupe. And then you can also spec it to have this particular sunroof here, which opens all the way to the back. One thing that's funny about this sunroof is you have to open the whole thing. So you can't just, it's not glass. So you can't just have the slide in so you can just get the sun in the car. You have to open the whole thing. And that's also extra, and it adds to the weight of the car, which is another big elephant in the room in terms of the weight of this car. But when you start driving it, you don't really get to feel that weight as such. I don't think it's such a problem the way a lot of people are making it out to be. But maybe those 911 purists are just talking nonsense. And then this is the cockpit. This is the driver's office in this car. It's very premium, as you can expect from a car that costs just under £160,000. It's very expensive, but it's premium. You get what you pay for. Get this nice bucket seats here, which looks really nice. I love the mixture of leather and sort of suede Alcantara sort of material that we've got here. There's a couple of buttons here. One to open the front and one to open the engine bay on the back. There's 911 Carrera 4 GTS badge here as well, which is cool. Nice and subtle, not too in your face. And I love the steering as well. I love the material that they've used there. You got the drive mode button on there. We've got some space here to store your phone. So this cabin here has a wireless charging mat, which is also cooled as well. There's 2 USB-C ports there. So not a lot of space in this car, by the way. Even the door cabin is very tiny. You get Bose sound system in here, which sounds really good. Cup holders here, so you can put your bottle there, cup, whatever. And it's a decent size as well, so you can put a big bottle-ish in there. So one of those smart water bottle, the big ones, you can pop them in there, no issues at all. You got your gear lever or gear shift there as well. And a couple of other buttons to control things here or there, like your exhaust and chassis control and all that kind of stuff. There's 3 buttons here to open the sunroof, which I find weird because they could combine all that into one button if you think about it. One to open it, one to close it, and one to slightly open it up as well. So they can change it around. They could have just consolidated that into one button and then put that heated steering button, which is hidden here. They could have put that there. Got 911 written here as well, which is nice. Got this glossy finish in here, which I'm not a big fan of because it just attracts so much fingerprint, so you have to keep wiping it. Digital LCD there for the climate control, and then dotted around, you get this carbon finishing just here and there. The infotainment system works really well. It's stuff that we know already. It supports Apple CarPlay, Android Auto as well. And it just works really well. It's not complicated. It doesn't overwhelm you as well. Glove compartments over there as well. One thing that you will notice as well is over here we have a stop engine button. They've changed that. That used to be, it's not a key. There's no fake key or anything like that. So they've taken that out. Then you got your digital instrument cluster, which you can change the dials and move that around to give you different displays depending on what you want. But again, that's something that some people might have issues with, 911 purists. But I think, again, it works. It does the job. There's no issues there at all. You know, depending if you get the Chrono pack as well, you get this clock here, which looks snazzy. I think it looks really cool. But all in all, very, very Porsche here. You also get optional 2 seats in the back. You can have it there, or you can have no seats at all. Entirely up to you. But if you do have seats there, boy, it's basically useless. You can't fit anything. There's just no space. I can't even see the leg room there. It's ridiculous. So how does it actually feel to drive? What's the driving experience like? Well, first thing first, we have a bunch of stuff here. So for example, we have a drive mode here, which allows us to go from normal. You can go on to sport plus, and there's wet as well. But most of the time I stick into normal because for my day-to-day driving, since I've had this car, I don't have to go to sport or sport plus because it's already quick. It's so fast. Even on the motorway, driving out and about town, it's so quick, honestly. And it does it with ease, with no issues at all. We have a lower car as well. It's been dropped a bit, and then also the engine is being dropped quite a bit as well, 110 mil in this particular version. So in the coupe, it's not the same for the Targa, but that's also understandable. But when it comes to the driving experience, the handling is fantastic. It's phenomenal. It's just a typical, it drives like a Porsche. So when it comes to cornering and stuff like that, it just eats it up, like no issues at all. The engine is quite loud. So when you start it off in the morning, it just sounds insane. When I picked it up, there's a button on here on the drive mode, the red button, that takes it straight away into the sports or sports plus mode. I can't even remember which one it goes into here. But as soon as you press it, the whole thing just comes alive. It just comes, it wakes up. Let me see if it'll do it now. And then it just lets you ride the gears for longer. And all the torque is so plenty. You're talking 610 Newton meters of torque. And a lot of that is at low revs as well. You're talking like 1500 RPM to 2000 RPM. You're getting a lot of that low down torque straight away. So you don't have to spend too long or pressing the gas for too long before you feel the torque kick in and then you push to the seats and all that kind of stuff. And honestly, when you are cornering, going back to the handling, it feels like it thinks everything's just a straight road. It just grips the ground. You can feel the back wheels as well because they also turn. So it helps with the turning circle, but also the agility and the dynamism of what this car is all about. Visibility is great as well, no issues there at all. Sitting position's great, although driving this for a long period of time, you start to feel it on your lumbers. So I don't know if there's something that I would daily for driving around seated all the time. Although it's still comfortable though for being a sports car. So even all this bouncy road, the speed bumps and whatnot, it still handles it pretty well. And then one thing I'm also happy about is round about where I live, I have a lot of speed bumps, so like humps. So if I was to buy one of these, I wouldn't have to worry about those because it's low, but not too low that it becomes problematic to go over speed humps and stuff like that. They've built a car, it's doing all the work without you having to worry about or think about how it's doing it, because it does it so seamlessly and so well. It's absolutely fantastic. I could talk on and on about how well this drives, how fast it is, how quick off the line it is, how good the handling is. Obviously you do get some road noise as well because big tires, it's a sport car and the engine is quite loud as well. The exhaust notes, it's loud and sounds absolutely fantastic. You've heard it. So I think overall, I think this is a fantastic car. One thing where it irks me a little bit is the price point. But when you start to compare it to competitors like AMG, Aston Martin, Vantage, for example, you are getting round about the same price point. But I think there's something about this one. It's just, So I think for me, I'd go for this one though. You don't need a turbo one. You don't need the Targa. I think get this one because this one is fantastic. All round, fantastic. You also get a single turbo in this one now. There's no belt drive. There's no starter motor or anything like that. Obviously, we've got that electrification. But yeah, there's that one single turbo, which is then supported by that E-turbo, which means it spools very quickly, so you don't have to worry about turbo lag at all. It's absolutely insane and very smart. I think it's complex, but very smart in what they've done. Absolutely love it. And I'm just gonna sound like I'm so biased on this car right now because I don't have many bad things to say about it. If you're looking to get one, don't listen to those purists, man. Just go for it. It's absolutely fantastic. It's expensive, but that's because you have to add so many extras. The paint alone costs a bit of money. You know, the roof, the sunroof, you pay extra for that as well. Just those little things that you pay for that cost a bit more. But I think it's a car to be loved and you can actually enjoy it day to day and it puts a smile on your face every time you look at it, you turn around, you want to take loads of pictures. It's true head turner. Although, when I went to McDonald's the other day, this guy looked at it and went, that's a nice car, isn't it? I don't like the color though. I looked at him and I was just like, eh. That's your opinion. But yeah, let me know what you think. Any questions, drop them in the comments below as well. All those technical information, if you want to know more, it's all over Porsche's website. You can learn more about this new T Hybrid system. But I hope I've put it in a nutshell in a way that's easier to quickly digest what that is and how it works. But yeah, let us know what you think in the comments below. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.